He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top number here, you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the pool hall, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the pool hall, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. He wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. TG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Just for fun, we'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic. VP4TV.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, here we are again on VP4TV. We're back in Virtual Pool 4 for another round 2 match in this year's 2025 Virtual 8-Ball World Championship. And it's between Real Poland Power, Stub as we'll call them for the rest of the night, against Liquid, both of them representing the USA. Race to 11 in 4 minutes' time. No sign of Stub. That's all I'm going to say about that. We had a bit of a problem on the bracket with Balls trying to arrange his match with River City. Balls was being proactive, sent a couple of different proposals, I think, never heard anything back. And then to cut a long story short, I think he sent another proposal which River City eventually accepted. Just at the point when Balls had left the house. And to cut a long story short, River City got advanced and it's all been settled. It's been the match has been reset. Steve said he's going to be here in a minute. Let me just tab out and have a quick look. Good afternoon, good evening to Steve. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you now. That thing about the thing you mentioned about the oh, what the hell was it? It's totally going out my head just when I want to talk about it, about the sink and snooker.
Yeah, I think there's a potential issue with the beta and sinking and snooker.
Well, it never crossed my mind to even mention it. I mean, but the only significant thing I would say about it is that Romario was involved, and I can't remember who the other player was, but I went into the room, and you know when you're out of sync, when the player plays, the cue ball ends up stop moving, and then suddenly it jumps to somewhere else on the table. Well, this was jumping, but it wasn't jumping great distances, but it was a sort of unusual out of sync. I thought no more about it. I went out and in the room 3 times, and it never even occurred to me that it could be an issue with the actual beta. I just thought it was a bad something up with the server or something that day.
I know the server can't do that.
Well, it's good to know. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to Cobra. And anybody else that's out there. Like I said, we are about a minute and a half away from this, and there's no sign of Stub. So he's either going to come up with some excuse that he forgot all about it, or he couldn't get into the lobby. I've had no problem, so there's no excuse going to work there with that one. But in terms of this match, I have to say that the only information I have on Liquid is on how he plays Cowboy. And bear in mind that Cowboy is in the 10-foot table, so he's less familiar with the 10-foot table and just getting to grips with that. But the one thing I would say is that there's only 4 balls in Cowboy, the 3 that are actually in play in the cue ball. And if there's anything where he's going to fail, it's certainly the pattern play. He might be a lot more comfortable in the 9-foot table. He might be, 8-ball might be his game. Who am I to criticise not having seen him play? But I still think it'll be a bloodbath if Stub actually shows up. But it's up to him to prove me wrong. But then again, we might not have a match.
Well, the good thing if you're Liquid is, you're going to get a lot of chances with Stub because he's going to do crazy stuff.
Well, Cobra thinks it'll be a bloodbath. I tend to think, I mean, let's be honest, I think Liquid can certainly get 2 or 3 racks by jumping on the fact that Stubbs going to make mistakes. Now, here he's in, or is this him that's actually in? Because I've seen that profile, and I've seen actually Stubbs' real Poland Power profile.
That's Stubb.
Well, he must be using a laptop and a desktop then, because there you go. There's the other profile in the lobby. So he must have a laptop and a desktop or something going on. Anyway, he's here. So the room should be going up if it's not already up. Let's get in. We'll have the lag for the break. I might need to change the colour of the cloth. Settings. If we can get out of this top-down view that it's just jumped it. Where is it? Miscellaneous. Blue. So Liquid's in, ready to go.
Well, I know Liquid's a pretty active player. I know he's in the streams a lot. It's good for players at his level to get in and try to play in these things, kind of get some experience against better players.
Well, you know what bugs me about these players, though, Steve, and it's the thing that sets me off in a rant. And I've seen evidence of it when he does play Cowboy, where he's not 100% thinking about the most obvious thing, the simplest thing to do. And that worries me about this game, because it's probably more paramount in this game that you know where you're going next. So we'll find out.
Well,
I don't want to be over critical.
It's at some point it really behooves you to start thinking about those things. I mean, the pool's a weird game because initially people start playing pool and all they're trying to do is make balls because they have trouble doing it. And if you can't make the ball, then the rest of it doesn't really matter. And then they start making balls, and then that point they can start thinking about, where do I want to put the cue ball? Maybe
well, this shot
strategy.
here, for example, this shot here, right? He's got to get into the table to have another shot, which he's done. So I think Stubb broke dry there. I think it was Stubb's break. So he's broke dry. So here's a great chance to get something on the board in terms of...
The balls didn't really come apart very good. I don't know if he hit it easy or what happened, but they didn't come apart very good.
Well, let's see if he gets to the point where he knows when to stop potting balls and duck.
Well,
because he's not far off it.
Again, does he play good enough where it's even worth doing that for him? I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen him play much.
Welcome to Tam. Welcome to Wit. Cobra says that Liquid uses too much English.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's...
Well, you see, sometimes players try to be spectacular, be doing stupid stuff like that and not playing with common sense. Again, we'll find all that out as well.
English is kind of a strange thing. I think in a game like VP, it probably behooves you to use less. In real life, it sort of depends, because the big difference between real life and VP is really the physical. Well, he just hung that one up. It's the physical stroke mechanics. And so in real life, if you approached it logically, you'd say, well, I should play with a 1-inch long stroke. And because it's going to be more accurate, short bridge, short stroke. But the reality of it is you've got to be able to generate power and stay stable and, not move your arm or your shoulder and, keep your head still and all these things that you don't have in VP. In VP, yeah, you do have a distance you have to pull back the cue to get the speed and be smooth, but it's like that way beyond in real life. So when you go to shoot certain types of shots in real life, it behooves you to put more English on the ball in a lot of situations, because it allows you to let the ball flow and you don't have to hit it so hard. You don't have to force it. So I think a VP where you got power and you can stay stable and stay straight, less English than real life is probably a good thing.
It's gone a wee bit Well, he's going to have to get back up the table, I presume, to play the one in the middle and come back down for this 5-ball.
He should be able to hold this. The problem with this is the harder you hit it, the more the 11s in play. You can try to. Yeah, see how soft he hit that. That was
he's
really
played it
well
well.
done. Yeah. You hit that too hard, and 11 really gets in play.
Steve, you forgot the second most spoken language in the world. Are you sure about that? I think I would have thought that.
Well, it wasn't forgotten. It was just.
I mean, especially for Jose. I mean, he needs help that direction.
It definitely wasn't forgotten. I'm still will probably do it. You know, now that I'm better set up, it's not that hard to do it. But it's you wouldn't believe how much work it's been to get up to speed where I've got translation very automated, and then the translations aren't that great. I've got Stefan wants to go through the German one. I may try a couple more things on my end to improve it, but yeah, it's been difficult. I've spent a tremendous amount of time because once you get the translation, then you've got to be able to update it. You don't have to regenerate the translation because you added one line of text. So, you have to be able to update the new text, and that in itself became a lot more complicated than it could have been. But yeah, I've got a lot of scripts for updating all this stuff and doing it automatically, and I'm hoping I can add Spanish very easily, like, with about 5 minutes of my time. That's the hope. We'll see.
Well, I would have thought they're talking about what the most popular languages are or what order they are. I would have thought Mandarin Chinese was number one, and then it'd be a toss of a coin with maybe Spanish and Portuguese, English, something along that line.
Well, I'm not set up to do any kind of Asian languages right now. That's going to be another effort. I mean, I can do Vietnamese, but they use a more reasonable character set. Any kind of the kanji or those kind of character sets are not something that I've got right now. I should be able to do it, but I mean, it's real easy to do things, all the European languages, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, French. I just, just putting in the font selector was a lot more work than you would have thought it would be, but it was. I went down a couple other rabbit holes in the process. I've got the font selector in there working, but now I'm like, okay, it's just really, because I know what people are going to say. Well, I selected this font, it was too small. I don't have any way of changing font size because the thing is, when you go to point sizes and font, you say, okay, I want a 12-point font. I'm sure you guys have all done this. You select another font, 12-point, it's like way smaller or way bigger. They're not all the same.
Aye, but the thing is, Steve, am I not right in saying that the font that we have just now, even the old default font that we had before this 64-bit version, you could make that font bigger anyway.
Yeah, but
in the menu of the game.
That was only in chat in the game. You couldn't do it in the menus.
Oh no, in the menus.
Yeah, well, see that's potentially a problem.
Who wants to make the menus any bigger? Well, I mean, when you make the menus bigger, it makes the chat,
fonts
the
and then
text
you change
bigger.
fonts and you make the text bigger in the game in the chat, and then you're like, man, these menus are hard to read. What good does it do? I know that kind of complaint will be coming, so it's like I got to figure out how to deal with that. I'm probably going to make it so you can kind of bump the font sizes in the menus too. Maybe I don't know.
Right, here's a table where Stubbs made a mistake. Liquid's coming to the table. Stubbs got one solid to pot, and then of course the 8-ball. So he really should have Stubb in trouble here. at some point. The question, and already he's taken on a cut down this rail here, which
Well,
could be.
I don't think that's terrible, but here's the thing: when you get in this situation, it's like the first thing you got to do is identify where the trouble is. And right off the bat, I look at the 10 ball and I'm like, okay, that's a problem. It's right on the rail. You've got to get pretty straight in on it. And then what am I going to shoot next?
Yeah.
So I look at that. I go,
Solid.
well, the 14 is a great thing to shoot next. So now my plan is to go from the 13 to the 10. Now maybe he's trying to bump it. Well, he just missed the ball. That turned out pretty nifty.
That was a two-way shot.
But
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
You know, guys that are just struggling to make balls and stuff, you know, they're not thinking all this other stuff. It's difficult to learn to think that way. And what ends up happening when you try to think that way is it kind of takes you out of your game. You lose your rhythm. You start missing balls. And, you know, why do I know this? Well, because I didn't play one pocket for a long time. And when I started playing one pocket, I really struggled because it was so much thinking about what should I be doing.
I mean, surely that 11 ball's waiting there just to be bunted. And, you know, well, the only thing I'd be worried about there, now that I think about it, if you start potting balls here and then you get to the 11 ball and you try and duck behind the 8, you better make sure you avoid leaving the angle for the kick off the opposite rail, because Stubb will kick that in. I don't want to tempt fate, but I can see that coming. If he doesn't get a good lock up behind that 8, Stubb will kick that in from the right rail.
Well, I think he's just going to try to run out, which is fine.
No,
I mean,
I don't think he can.
There.
Does that 11 go?
It does go, yes.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
I thought it was tight.
He's in a perfect spot here to just roll gently forward and have a straight in shot. And then the 13's hung in the pocket, so the 8 ball goes too. So you know, he's looking around. He's looking around a lot now, which is a little concerning because he should have figured this all out a while ago. But yeah, now that's terrible. Because what he didn't recognize is he doesn't have a lot of room on 11. He should have played for 11 while he was right there and was close and could get really straight. Now,
this is not the shot to try and cut this past the 8, because sure enough, you're going to take a chunk out of the 8 doing that.
Well, the problem is now he's left himself long on a pocket that has not much, and he can't just roll this because he won't have position on 8. Well, he could. If I was playing and I was in this situation, I would probably just roll
what the hell's happened there? Hang on a minute.
If I didn't decide to play safe.
I lost my VP4 there.
But the advantage of rolling this is that, you know, it makes the pocket bigger and you'll get some sort of shot, and that's what he does. Yeah. And, you know, he hit it too hard because he left the 5. This goes off the 11. This is very easy shot.
You said it, Steve, about the order he should have took those balls there. When he was near that 11 ball, it was easier to get on it from where he was.
Only way you can miss this is hitting it too easy. Or I guess you hit it too fat.
He's played to bump that 11 out of the way, which is clever enough.
He played it off the 11.
Did he? I glanced down and then I glanced up. I thought he actually...
That's how the shot was easy. That was not an easy cut if you didn't play it off the 11. It was like guaranteed off the 11 unless you really did something stupid.
Well, that was hilarious. We're talking about the same thing here with the thing I saw in the news this morning. This 1 in, 1 out thing that they have with the government.
Oh boy, look at this.
Yeah, well, there's a boo-boo. You'll still get another go here unless you can cut this. Oh, but these are paramount importance that you put these away, though.
Well, I mean, you don't know how many games he's going to get. It's probably not going to be a lot. This is his chance to get a game.
Now, see, yeah, I'm always in favour of one good look, see the angle and shoot it. You're not going to get any closer to it looking at it 3 times. That'll do it. Perfect.
Shot.
Yeah, they sent these asylum seekers that come over. One of them, they sent them back they sent him back to France. What happens? He gets on another boat and comes back into the country again. And who's surprised that that was going to happen? Anyway, one apiece. And the mistakes, you know, we said that. Stubbs going to make mistakes. He's going to take liberties. It's just all down to what Liquid can take. At least getting one on the board early is good enough. That should settle him. Oh, it is a different story. That was the one I saw in the news this morning. Don't forget, folks, the clocks go back to Greenwich Mean Time at 2 a.m. Sunday morning if you want to wait up to that time to do it. I tend to do it after this stream's finished. I just set my clock back an hour.
Yeah, I don't think our time changes till next week.
So they talk about you'll be getting an extra hour in bed. You don't really. You just stay up an hour. You just stay up to the same time you went to bed at last night.
An extra hour. Yeah, it is, because it's fall back. It's spring forward and fall back.
Here's another profile into the room. Home Forces has arrived. I don't know what the hell he's up to, and I don't know that. Oh, what the hell's happened here? Well, I can see the 10, I think. Needs to keep going, because I was thinking get round the other side and get that 12 ball into the left side pocket. He hasn't hit it hard enough, because the angle was perfect just to come around the corner and sort of drop into that space there. But anyway, well, you see, now he's going to have to play a good one. And again, the angle is there. He's got enough to punch this in and come off the two rails and come down. The only thing that could go badly wrong here is hooking himself behind the 7. Because it doesn't go past the 6. Now, what the hell was that all about? You see, there's something that's got me completely baffled as to what he was thinking of doing there. That needed a big stun, well, maybe a bit of top. Maybe the angle wasn't great at all. I don't know. It looked like it had a good enough angle. Welcome to Hazard. And welcome to Larry and Bedhead, who typed in the chat about half an hour ago, and I never got a chance to say anything. They're staying quiet in the corner. That's good.
Bedhead's there?
Yeah, Bedhead was ducking in the corner along with Larry. So one huge howler there from Liquid. And one good shot may well have given him a chance to get possibly a shot in that 8 ball, but we might never know that now. After having potted his stripe along the top rail and then following it in. That's a major cardinal sin in any type of billiard game.
What the heck is going on here?
That's too straight. He's too straight in this 1 ball. He might try and pinch something here.
He can roll forward.
There's a very slight angle. He's trying to pinch it forward, but he's short. He's short.
Yeah, just pocket speed shot. You can put a little right English on if you want it to kill it, although that makes the shot a little tougher. He may just go around the table. It's 4 rails. Yep, that's what he's doing. 4 railer. That's a very common shot in pool.
I keep forgetting these are on tight, these pockets. Oh, did you see I did a live stream on a 1-pocket match during the week, Steve? Did you notice that?
I did see that you were doing a stream. It was
And
Hair Pig and 1-pocket slim. Either came in the stream and watched it a little bit.
yeah, and the sad thing was, Coldest Pillow had signed up to it and suddenly disappeared. He never showed up, which I was really disappointed about. I mean, obviously, I thought, well, if I thought actually it was not too bad. I thought there were 1 or 2 good shots in it, and bear in mind I'm no expert at it, and it didn't drag on as long as I thought it might.
Well, I think what you'll find with 1-pocket is the better the players are, the less type of those
Faffing
really
about.
long, boring games you'll have. Good
All
players
the balls at the wrong end of the table.
well, good players tend to be aggressive, and even when they get the balls up at the end of the table, they have a lot of weapons where they can make something happen. They'll put pressure. They'll move balls down by their pocket. They'll force people to do certain things maybe they don't want to. I mean, 1-pocket's just not a very exciting game between two more novice players, and all they do is play defense. It gets pretty ugly.
So Stubb with a 2-1 lead. I presume, was that Liquid's break? So he got a ball in the break. Lumps for the solids. And looking at the solids again, I mean, this is something where I myself am getting out in this table. He didn't want to bump that too hard though, but he's fine.
He's fine. I mean, this is really good right here. It's just kind of, dink, 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 dink. I would look at going 4-3 just to get the 3 out of there. 4-3-2-1-8 is what I would do.
Now, see this shot, I'd be checking this for left English and playing 2 ways here. Is he good on that too? Ah, he is. Right, forget that. I thought he was too far beyond the 2.
See, this is a problem here, potentially. Okay, he's going to play the 3. That's fine then. He didn't want to play for the 1 there. You just need to make sure that you come out far enough where you're pretty straight here. You don't want to leave yourself a cut on this 1. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but it needs to be straight enough that if you get too far, you can draw it past the 15, and if you don't get far enough, it's, you can come off the end rail. Either way, well, that's an interesting way to play it. He hit it pretty hard. And
you're still going to be interfering with it.
Yeah, this is just a little soft draw. Let it double kiss the 15. You just can't roll this because you'll end up hooking yourself. I mean, yeah, just like that. That's not bad.
Solid.
Yeah, he hit that the way you needed to. So it's looking like he's going to get another game, which is
yeah.
He's making balls.
It's not in the pocket yet, but he's getting there.
I mean, he's thinking about it. It's at the level he's at, he's playing reasonably well.
Oh dear. See that there. I mean, that's the type of tentative shot he does, and that's a terrible shot. That, I mean, the bottle completely gone and that backed off it. And again, there was nothing difficult about it for any half decent VP player. You see that shot, you pot that blindfolded that 8 ball. You know it, even in tight pockets, it's going to go in as long as you flush it down the rail.
Obviously, you aimed it wrong. I mean that was, and the stroke was kind of the dog stroke. I'll tell you, in any sport you look at, the dog move is like letting up, like putting. Don't hit it hard enough. Pull, let up on the stroke. I mean, that's a tendency when people get nervous. And that was kind of one of those let up strokes.
And if you're the opponent watching him do that, you think, right, well, he's nervy. Stubbs getting no pressure there with that. That's a gift. giving up
Yeah,
that.
well, I mean, that's kind of how this match is going to go, I think. I mean,
Mm.
Vertical Liquid is quite a bit below Stubb in level. I mean, even with Stubb playing the wrong way, he's going to not have a problem getting there in this match.
Now, there's one more match still on that schedule, which has been there all week, which is the one tomorrow night at 8 p.m., which is, well, it will be GMT tomorrow night. It's Spectre, Dawn and Rabi. That'll be the one lost side match. I should be around for that one.
And I think, you know, Robbie plays good enough that Spectre Dawn, you know, isn't just going to blow him away. But, you know, he's certainly the big favorite. And he needs a match kind of like this where he's supposed to win. And, but he'll be challenged a little bit. And because he really didn't play very good in the last match. I mean, it was not what I expected out of him.
Welcome to Mooncake. Well, Spectre Dawn's in the one lost side because Cold as Pillow took him out, didn't he? Did you see that comment there by Hazard? Brilliant match between Jason Shaw and a young red-hot Filipino, which was yesterday. He's asking if you saw it.
I did not see it.
It wasn't this Hanoi Open, was it?
No, this is a Philippine Open going on right now.
Welcome. Did I say welcome to Mooncake? I'll say it again because my memory's that bad. Welcome to Mooncake.
But I'll go look for it. Was it AJ Manis or a different Filipino?
That must be who he's talking about. That was the one you were talking about the other day, Steve.
Yeah. Kid's tremendous talent.
Yeah, that it is. That's who he is talking about.
Yeah, he's 18 now and just played on the Reyes Cup and was an MVP on the Reyes Cup. Played great. I mean, I watched every single match in the Reyes Cup. And yeah, the rest of the world, which was Europe and the US and everybody, it was Asia against the rest of the world, and Asia just destroyed them. It wasn't even close.
Stubb with a 3-1 lead. Don't know whether he can. I don't think he can see enough. Can he? He obviously can't see enough of that 9. I mean, you could cross bank it. It's just a case of getting the cue ball out of the way.
Oh, that cue ball, you can get that out of the way easy. Matter of fact, I might shoot at that because you go. I think he can make the 9. He just can't get on the 14. That's why he's shooting the 14. The 9 goes. He's just very difficult to get position.
So what the hell's he doing with this 14? Is he banking it? I don't know what he's doing here.
He's going to cut it. His big problem is the 7 ball.
Left-hand corner.
Yeah, he's got to get around the 7 ball. That's the big problem. Is the 7 ball, he's got to get behind it to get back up table. If he hits that 7, it could go all wrong. So this is tough.
He's tough.
Well, that's...
Where's the cue ball going?
Now, let me tell you why that happened. If he would have hit that at more of a rolling speed with English, he could have gone around the 7. But he did not have enough confidence in his ability to move the cue ball behind it that he decided to blast it. Anyways, I think it went behind it. I didn't get up close to where it was, but I think there was enough room to go behind it. And he had a good line to do it. But by blasting it, it made the cue ball go further right and made it hit the 7. So that's just, you know, for a player at his level, that's just really poor, not recognizing that he could go around that 7 ball.
Well, the line was there to get to that 9. I don't know whether he thought he maybe needed a wee bit of help in English to get that cue ball to that short rail a bit sooner to make the kick into the back of the 9. But anyway, he just blasted it. So here we go again.
Yeah, it's kind of the stub formula. Is if I'm not sure about something, I'm going to blast, and that's not a good formula in pool. Oh boy.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And that's with ball in hand, wasn't it? That's another cardinal sin. That 8 ball's tight, by the way.
If you want to know, how you can tell that bomb forces is the same as real Poland power, go look at the player icon. It's the same nuclear explosion.
Oh, he went for originality then. This is
got a
tightish.
one-track mind. Oh, this is not that tight. He shouldn't miss this. Got plenty of room here.
Yeah.
You know,
4-1.
I used to have problems shooting by balls. I used to like, if it was like that, I was going to hit that ball no matter what. It was, yeah, that wasn't good. So Liquid hit a pretty good break, and he makes the 8 ball, so he'll get a what, a choice here? What happens?
Is it re-rack or what?
Yeah,
Or spot?
He can spot it, or I think he can re-break.
Well, you can't go missing pots with ball in hand, Liquid. That's just breaking every rule in the book.
I've done that
or
before.
One of the major ones.
I tell you what, that's never a good feeling. Never.
And this is a table that you see there. He's moving the cue ball, doing fancy stuff. Cobra mentioned it earlier, putting too much English in the cue ball. Trying to juice it up and look pretty.
Yeah, well, that's one of the problems with when people say English, I think left right. If you're talking about just spinning the ball up, yeah.
Well, I think
just straight draw.
Let's just put it into one sort of collective thing. English in general, whether it be top, bottom, side, left, right, inside, or whatever, just juicing the cue ball up for no bloody reason.
All right, so let me educate you on the proper terms. English is left and right. If you want to say he spins the ball too much, that would include all of those. And
top.
Yeah, I mean it's just making the game too complicated when you do that. There's times to use spin and times not to, but you just don't want to spin it up like that for no reason, because it does make it harder to move the cue ball. And he just missed another ball. So, but these kind of tight pockets are, they're tough.
But they get tougher if they get tougher for you if they get inside your head when you're just playing a simple cut shot down the rail. You should never be missing them, even in those pockets.
Everything gets tougher when you're in your head. They could be buckets and they can be tough.
Yeah, see, to me, that's a bad habit as well. I'm talking about VP4 here, by the way. It's a bad habit. Some players, they love to do. They've seen the cue ball do something, probably accidentally one day when they were juicing it up and didn't know what they were doing, and it's a habit they get into and they can't get out of it. So Stubbs' test here is to find his way out with, he can get to the 15 ball, certainly, to come down into this bottom left-hand corner if he needs to, or go over into the right side pocket. But the other problem's, I think, the 9 ball. Is that the 9 ball that's there? That's the one he's going to have to deal with. And we know how Stubb deals with these things. He's going to blast into it and spin into it and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Watch this.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is kind of a tricky little situation. I would play to get short side on the 9 myself.
And he's got a perfect angle to maybe squeeze that right now and do that now. I don't know that he's got too much angle. I think he can come in here and get a two-way shot here.
You could draw.
Good in it.
You could have drawn that and tried to draw it into the 6 ball, bump the 6 ball, then shoot the
Yeah,
9, then shoot the
I'm
15 up table.
surprised he
So,
didn't though.
yeah, I am too, because it didn't look like that difficult a shot to draw back towards the 6, but
You see, now he's got the wrong angle in the 12. That's no good to him.
well, you've got options and you can always bank the 9, but the problem with shooting a shot like that is if you miss it, you can lose with the way the table's sitting. Vertical Liquid may not be the strongest player, but he can probably get out from here.
Well, it looks to me that if he's just going to roll this 15 up the rail, he's going to end up with a cut on the 12, back up the table for the 11, and then try to find a way. He'll probably end up banking this 9, to be honest with you. I think that's what he's going to do. I can't believe he's going to try and come down on the short side. I think he's going to be up top, and the angle he'll have will be good enough for a bank.
He may try it here. Looks like he is. You can get there here. This is a little tricky not to hit the 9 ball.
Well, if he overhits this, he could end up hooked, stuck in the back there.
I don't think you can get it in the back. I don't think you can hit it that good here, but he's definitely going to run into the 7 if he gets by the 9. Well, okay, he went with a stub formula. I'll just blast it. Oh, look how he comes out. Look at this.
Oh dear, look. I mean, there's justice for you.
Well, I mean, the kick shot is the kick shot's on. He's got a lot of ways he can make balls.
Well,
he's just got to decide which rail he wants to kick off of.
Well, I'm going up and down. I probably have to put. Let me have a look at the angle he's got there. I think you'd have to put a tiny feather of left English on this, maybe. You maybe hold the line. Stop it getting to that long rail too soon. You
could go straight at it. I might go off the other long rail instead of this way. I might go the short way.
No, I think he's picked it. He's nailed it. He's nailed it. Well, got the hat.
He needed to hit the 6 ball. I don't think he could make the 3 without just straight into it. If he could, it was very tight.
Well, I think at the end of the day, he did what his first objective was to hit the ball, and he hasn't left the 9 on, which is the other good thing about it. And Stubbs not get any other choice.
Well, one thing you could do here is you can kind of feather the 9 and try to put the cue ball, and the 3 will probably move a little. Try to put the cue ball right in that little pocket there between the 7 and the 6, and the 3 ball will roll up there too. You might be able to put him in a spot where he's got no shot with his own ball surrounding it. It's just a little, kind of bump the 9 past the 3. It'll probably rub it a little and try to move the cue ball up. And he tried to do something like that, but he didn't really hit it the right way. But he's still not bad. I mean, he hit it wrong, and look how Stubb is. I mean, those sorts of shots are, that's where I think that shows him either he's in the stream listening or, he came up with a really good idea.
Now, talking about ideas, Steve, what do you do here? Do you bunt the 6 up the table and hold the cue ball on top of the 9? Or do you do what Liquid's just done and give Stubb a free go on that 11 up table to get out here?
Yeah,
I don't think that was a shot. I would have bunted the 6 ball and held the cue ball on top of the 9.
He needed to do something to make it a lot tougher than this. This is just too easy. All he really has to do is make this ball.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, just the only thing is that he probably end up playing 8 into that right side just through the gap in the 6 and the 3 because he might end up a bit too straight in this.
This is a tricky shot here. You either have to go back and forth, and the 8 ball can be an issue there, or you have to really spin this up, to get on the 9.
For once, Bedhead's agreeing with me there. Look at that. He said he should have played the 6. Of course he should have played the 6. To me, it was more than obvious that's what you do and leave Stubb no shot. Other than just to roll on top of the 9.
He's going to spin this up. And he hit it too hard.
Hang on a minute. I mean, that's a terrible shot. That is awful.
Well, it was just speed. He hit it too hard. And the thing about English is when you put a lot of English on the ball really goes. the shot I've been trying to talk people into shooting for forever is when you got a little safety shot where you're going to bank it and take the cue ball down table, and people don't want to shoot it because they're like, the object ball is going to go too far. It's going to go across and sit in front of the other pocket. And it's like,
You'll
no,
get
it
this
won't. You spin it up so that the energy comes from the spin.
Oh, it's
And
caught the knuckle.
what happened to Stubb there is he spun it up because he needed it to get down, but he's not used to doing that. He didn't realize how much speed that the cue ball was going to gain off the rail.
Yeah, what's that saying, Bedhead? Even a broken clock's right at least twice a day. Yeah. Well, what's the shot here? I mean, what's the point in playing the 3 when the 6 ball's your main problem, and then the other problem is how do you play the 3?
Well, I mean, you could do it. You can make the 6 and come back for the 3 right here. I mean, that shot's there. But he didn't.
That's leaking away.
He didn't make the ball. He didn't hit it hard enough. He didn't. That was kind of like almost a little stun across and back. I mean, but Liquid is kind of the level that he's at. I mean, he's at a level where you can have a lot of fun playing, whether it's real life or this game. You can have a ton of fun playing at the level he's at.
Yeah,
but
you see, he's at the level that infuriates me and really it gets my blood boiling watching him.
It just is what it is. I mean, he'll get better. He kept playing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's probably having a lot of fun playing the game, and that's the main thing. And this is a good learning experience for him.
That's just an excuse, Steve. See, whenever a player says to me, I'm just having fun, that's bullshit.
No, I didn't say he was just having fun. I said he's probably having a lot of fun.
Well, he probably is, but whenever a player gives me an excuse, oh, I'm just having fun. No, what we're trying to do here is play the game to a decent level. And then you watch players doing something stupid, either because they don't see the shot or they haven't the foggiest idea of what they're doing. These are the players that get me ranting and raving. If only they just stop for a second and think. But that some players just won't sort of. They're not at a stage in their game where they'll ever improve. They'll get to A level and that's it. And I don't mean A level as in A level. I mean a certain level and never get above it.
Boy, well, Stubb certainly turned the cue ball a lot on his last shot. That kind of shot, you either got to hit it harder or you got to play for the curve. When you're jacked up putting English on it, that's a tricky shot. Well, I mean, I think Vertical Liquid wants to get better. I mean, he's certainly in a lot of streams. He seems like he's playing a lot.
Yeah, you wonder then, is he actually absorbing any information that he's seen when he's watching the streams? Then that's another question.
Maybe some people have better mentalities for becoming good at a game like pool than others. Not that I think if you don't have the mentality, not that you can't improve your mentality and make it better, but all those things take effort, of course.
Improvising is fun.
Like one of the simple things
is fun.
One of the simple things for getting better is doing drills, but players don't like to do them. Why? Because they're hard and they get frustrated. It's just one of those things. Is like, well, okay, so you don't like them. Do them for 15 minutes and then stop. Do it twice a week for 15 minutes. That way you limit your exposure to that frustration. But most players, their solution is, I'm just not going to do them at all. And, that's not a good thing. Or you got to find ways of making practice fun. I play the Ghost a lot. You know what playing the Ghost is, Hugh?
Oh, the one where you miss, you have to start again.
Yeah. You break and you have to run out. I typically play it break and take ball in hand. You can play it where you break and don't take ball in hand. Break and take ball in hand. You run out, you win. You don't run out, you lose. That's a great way to practice because now you're playing a game. You've got a score you're trying to get to. It puts pressure on you because you don't want to mess up. And that's, the reason people don't practice is because they get bored and they get bored because they're not doing anything productive. All they're doing is slamming balls around, and that really, it is boring, and it doesn't do you any good.
Right, anyway, we're 5-1 at the moment for Stubb, and I said if Liquid can get 2, possibly 3 racks, well, he's sold out on 2, possibly 3 racks that he should have. He should already have them in the board, let's be honest. So he'll do well to break this one.
His story, this match for him is going to be shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I know he's overhit that. He's overhit that slightly. But he's fine. He's got loads of room to get the cue ball back into the table.
Fine. Let's see if he recognizes to go 3 rails. If he's going to shoot the 3 ball anyways.
Here's another profile in the room. Nuclear Forces now, number 1.
Yeah, that's another Stubb one. What do you want to bet? It's got the same player icon. Oh, no, it doesn't. This is Russian Federation, too. But I bet it's Stubb.
Right, this is dangerous. I can see what's happening here. He's got to watch this 4 ball, unless he's going to end up playing a combo, because if he runs too far through, which, in fact, the other problem is, looking at the angle he's got now, the 8 ball could be a problem if he doesn't hit this right.
Yeah, well, I'm predicting he doesn't get out.
Well, he's actually played it pretty good. He just has to baby this 7 in. And I mean baby it, because he's going to end up cutting this and probably bumping the 14. He might be too high when he plays this. And he seems I mean, I'm looking at him right now that Cobra's mentioned it. He wants to be putting left English on it, and now he's down in the bottom of left English. I mean, this is just cut it and let it judge the pace. Well, he's played and got a bump. That'll do it. I'll accept that. Now, what's the simplest way of doing this? Well, the problem is the angle. Now, if you just hit this plain ball and let the cue ball run, you'll get the 8 ball back into the other corner, haven't you?
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You want to hit this with as much high as you can, or you could go through and shoot it in the same corner.
As long as it keeps running.
That's good. That's a good shot. Yeah, I mean, when you play, it's kind of like, you ever seen these guys in VP? They're over 2,000 rated, and they're in there playing a bunch of 1,600 rated players because they just want to win. But that doesn't do you any good. Doesn't if you're gonna play, you need competition. You need some kind of pressure. It's actually better to play better players. When I was young, if I won $20 playing somebody, I'd go fire that $20 at somebody that was better than me. That's how you get better. But
that was a good break, an excellent break.
Yeah, and maybe he can run out here. Although I would bet against it. But
now wait a minute here. What's happened there? That was Liquid's break.
Yeah.
Now what one went in?
It was a 15 ball.
Oh, the 15's gone. I'm thinking that all the balls are still there. I couldn't count.
Well, that's why there's a status area. Of course, you don't have that up because you got all your other stuff. Oh, you do have it up.
Oh, no, I can see that.
So I'll tell you a story. When I was in a pool room one time, there'd been a guy in there, and I could see he'd been working on this game and stuff like that. And he comes up to me and asks me to play. And I said, well, what do you want to play for? And he says, nothing. And I said, no, thank you. And he was a little taken aback, and because I just didn't play anybody. I might hit some balls with a friend if I was really bored, but I never played for free. And so he says to me, he says, you won't play unless it's for money? And I said, yeah, that's right. And he says to me, don't you want to see if you can beat me? which I was nice. I could have said something like, no, I know you got no chance. But I said to him, no, not really. I'm not really that interested. So but you know, that's kind of a mentality of people. You know, the way they think about the game. The way you think about the game is super important. You know, I was only into competing, and I worked on my game. I practiced a lot, but I was trying to get better. I think we got a lot of guys that shy away from competition. They don't work on their games. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're having a good time playing, you know, you're getting something out of it. That's great. But if you want to become a better player, you know, you're going to have to change the way you think. You can't be like that.
Well, I thought he'd a chance to come down there and get rid of that 7-ball. He's decided to take the solids, but, you know, he's stunned back there, and he's actually, I mean, apart from the fact that he can see a ball, he's left himself dodgy here. I thought it was far easier just to drop through and play that 7 and get rid of it.
This 6-ball's an easy shot. He's not putting English on it. Most people will put a little left English on this.
It's easy for you, Steve. Look at how much you overcut that by the country mile.
But that's a typical miss on those kind of shots. The thing is he, you know, he doesn't recognize how to hit certain types of shots. I mean, a lot of it is recognizing what it's supposed to look like, and if you don't, then you're guessing. And when you're guessing, you're going to miss a lot of balls.
Well, that went wrong right off the bat because he played the wrong shot to start with. He should have got rid of that 7. He should have played for the 7. He'd have been fine.
I'll tell you this now, in real life, really strong players, they almost never miss a ball because they lined up wrong or they looked at it wrong. It's almost always a mechanical breakdown. So if you were one of those players playing virtual pool, you'd really never miss, or almost never miss, because in virtual pool you can't break down mechanically.
I think Stubb was taking a wee bit of liberty there, trying to. I mean, fair enough to him. He played it right on the money to get into the spot to get his problem ball, but he missed the pot by quite a margin doing it.
Yeah, Stubb's playing a very sloppy match, even for Stubb. And so, you know, this is one of those games where sometimes a miss isn't that bad. Like that kind of miss, you know, blocks the pocket. Not that he can't get out from here, but sometimes hanging up balls and 8-ball isn't the worst thing.
He's going to try it again. He is going to try and come down the short side. Yeah.
Yeah, except he missed the ball.
Yeah, missed the pot. But I mean, the thing is Stubbs in the frame of mind that he's got plenty of time because he knows he's going to get another go at this. Or at least that's how it's how he's thinking. There you go.
Well, you know, the thing about Stubb is he's a good shot maker. He shouldn't be missing all these balls. He's missed a ton of balls this match.
Yeah, I mean, who is it? Who did I say he's lined up to play next? Yeah, I mean, it's a big eye-opener for Stubb. We said that in the last stream. It's Albinario that's next. So, you know, the amount of mistakes Stubbs made there and all the opportunities that Liquid's had, they're all going to be an Albinario scorecard in that match when it comes along.
I think Stubb will play better than this, but it's also he's definitely a big underdog in that match. It can be hard, you know, you're playing somebody that you know you're going to beat, and it can be difficult to.
In fact, it can be distracting from the fact that you're not fully focused. You're letting your mind wander when you've still got a job to do, and you're taking 1 or 2 liberties, which he's been doing, because he's getting away with it. But you know, it'd be far better to have the "I'm playing Albinario" attitude, no matter who he's playing.
Well, there's a lot of things that can affect players, and you know, no matter how hard you want to play well, it cannot work out. Like, let's say you're in a situation where you're playing in the finals of a tournament, and the player you're playing, you bought in a Calcutta, and you don't have yourself in a Calcutta. Maybe you don't even have half yourself. And the Calcutta is really big, a lot more than the prize money.
Now,
so
the thing is,
you're going to make
Steve,
a lot more money if you lose.
What you need to do is, though, for the benefit of some of our viewers who might not be fully familiar with the terminology, a quick explanation of the Calcutta.
Oh, it's a betting pool. So you bid on players before the tournament starts. You buy players,
Yeah.
and then there's a pool, and it can be big. Like,
So
well,
your player
there's
wins it, you win the pot.
yeah. Well, there's a tournament in Alabama that's been going on where they've had like first place in the Calcutta has been $80,000. So, you know, me personally, I think the biggest Calcutta first place in the Calcutta I ever got was like $6,000 or $7,000, and you know it's still a significant amount of money. But when you're in that position where you can make more money by losing, you know, you can say to yourself, "Well, I've got integrity. I'm gonna try to win this match."
Mm-hmm.
And what ends up happening is, for some people, maybe they'll play better because they feel no pressure. For most people, they're going to end up playing worse, no matter how much they want to come out and play good, because that kind of thing affects you. It's just the way it is. You know, I'm sure a lot of you have been in compromising positions in your life, whether you got there by your own fault or not. It's like, now what do? You know?
Well, he got there. He's hit it actually too good, but he's fine. I mean, again, same thing. Get this cue ball across the table. He'll have a shot in 8. So, anywhere on that other side of the table, you're going to have a cut in 8.
So when you end up in hell,
and don't do that.
When you end up in hell, you just think about all those times.
Now you see that shot there again. My alarm bell's ringing when you're playing that cut shot that cue ball wants to bump into those balls. So even though it's going to make the shot more difficult, you have to take evasive maneuvers.
Most people don't hit down the rail far enough for this. Most people hit underneath the 8 ball too much. You got to get up on top of this 8 ball, which means you have to aim further down the rail than you think. He can probably hit the back of the 8 ball and scratch. He's way off.
He's way too close. He's way too close, isn't he?
Yeah, you got to be a lot more than you think.
Yeah, he hit that full in the face at the end of it. Well, that's that chance gone.
Hitting it hard like that helped him, but it still wasn't down the rail enough.
Yeah, but you've got to recognise the problem with the shot that he was playing initially, that cut to get on the 8 ball. You have to see the danger and do your best to evade that danger. And he could have done it.
He may have seen the danger and just doesn't understand how the cue ball moves well enough to avoid it. So, well, we're about, 58 minutes into this match. You know, that's the thing, Hugh, is you got to be good enough to make the mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be at a level where you can't make that mistake because you're just not good enough to.
I'm good at the making mistakes part.
I said that about my golf game. I'm not good enough to dog it because I'm going to mess up anyways. Let's see, this is a second round match, isn't it?
Yeah, round 2, yeah.
So let's see. Liquid had a bye. And Poland barely got Bankster. Yeah. He was lucky. He should have lost that match, really. I remember that match.
3 up, 4 to play, and Bankster's bottle went.
Yeah, Bankster, you know, he felt the pressure and made some mistakes, and, you know, hopefully he learns from it. Those kind of losses is an opportunity to learn something. And I'm not talking about I should quit. That's not what the lesson's supposed to be.
So, Stubb is... Well, Liquid's got 2 racks on the board. I suppose we'll give him the goal of getting to 3 racks, somehow or other.
It's a good break. Looks like it's going to be dry, though. I think Stubb's going to be taking solids.
Yeah, Can he squeeze that? I don't know whether you can get enough of that to actually get rid of the 3 straight away. But the problem then is if he drops it in dead
I wouldn't
weight,
worry about that.
I think that's half the problem, because the 7 ball's a bigger problem.
Yeah, the 7 ball he's got the short side of.
And do you play it off that 11 ball into the side? What's it? Well, it looks as if he's doing something here. Well, he's cutting the 11.
Yeah.
And he'll be banging balls, will he?
Yeah,
I don't think he can avoid it because it's going to be too thin.
I think he just figures he can get the 3 in, or he can follow the 9 in past it. I think he just wants to move balls. Now, the problem with doing that is you could create just as many problems as you solve.
Yeah. I think you might have just hit the nail right in the head, like where he's ended up right now.
You know, luck goes both ways. I mean, he's very optimistic to think he's going to be good lucky, but you know, you're not always going to be good lucky.
Yeah, that's a dodgy shot, that.
What the heck was that?
Right.
Boy, that
went right over close. The top of that ball, trying to cue and get the thin cut.
I could see missing that, but not by that. That was missed by a mile.
Well, Liquid's got control of the pocket top left. The 3 ball blocking it. He could actually play a 3 ball, a 3 ball combo with the 7 and the 13. I think that's there, and get rid of the 3. I'd want to hit it fairly firm to try and get rid of that 13 at the same time.
Well, that wasn't a bad idea.
That's worked out pretty good. Probably by accident, but it's worked out pretty good.
Yeah, one thing you could do for a guy like Stubb is try to force him to shoot the 3 ball. Stubb ain't going to think that way. Here we go with another Blastola.
No, he's gone for the cut.
That was a controlled Blastola, but the same thing. He's running into balls and he doesn't know where they're going to go, and where they went is not very good.
No,
that's a bad situation because you can get on the 10 and break balls out, but coming up with a shot on the 15 is no easy task. So here comes the blast. He's going to cut this 12 and try to go 2 rails.
Try to get into the back of them, yeah.
Yeah. I just can't wait till he's in a close match like Hill and he does one of these blasts and makes the 8 and loses.
Well, he's good to go. He's got a shot.
Cobra, it'll be a bloodbath when he plays Alfie. I don't think it's going to be very pretty. Of all the games that I've seen Stubb play, the one he probably has the least chance in against a good player is this one, because he just plays so wrong. It's just so wrong. I mean, straight pool, he's better. Obviously, all the rotation style games like 9 ball and 10 ball, he's better. This is his worst game.
Well, the cross bank's on that 13 ball, isn't it? Yeah, he's going for it. Get the cue ball out of the way again.
Yeah, this is just a little left English.
What do you call this? Do you call it the crossover? What's the right American terminology for this, Steve? A crossover? This 13 ball into the other corner pocket.
That's a good question.
I would just say the cross bank. I think folk understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a reasonable way to describe it.
Or would it still come under the terminology that it's a bank? But I mean, the fact that it's a bank, it's an unconventional bank that you're cutting across the 13 ball to cross it over the table into the other corner pocket. It's an unconventional bank in the understanding of a general bank, if you know what I mean.
It's actually not unconventional that's a very easy shot actually. But if you play one pocket, shoot that shot all the time.
Yeah, but if I said to somebody, "Oh, Stubb banked to 13, that got him in the rack," well, folk are just going to put it 2 and 2 together and say, "Well, he banked it up and down, or he banked it into the side." When I should have said it's a crossover bank and give them a better idea of the shot they actually played.
Yeah, see, he keeps getting too straight on this. He was better off before when he had more angle.
Well, he's going to trying to get it to run in this time in behind the 3. That's what you're going to try and
I
do,
mean,
get it to
he
follow.
should have shot it earlier when he had more angle. He could still shoot it from here. It will go. It's a little tougher. It was an easier shot when the cue ball was a little higher and
Oh,
he had a
yeah,
little
here we
more
go
angle
again.
on it. It's funny because the only time I ever play bank pool has been like when I go to Derby. I play in the bank pool contest. Not that many people play bank pool, but it's a great game.
Welcome to Brainful Out. In fact, how many is there still only 6 or 7 into that bank pool tournament, by the way?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, and another thing, guys, on my YouTube channel, if you go to the post tab, the one that says posts, place your vote for what you think should be the next Virtual Pool 4 game, just to annoy Steve more than anything else. And the choice is Killer.
We've got 9 people.
9 people, and the other choice is Chinese 8-ball in the Chinese 8-ball table.
Well, I can already tell you that Killer's going to win that vote.
I think it's winning at the moment. Oh, by the way, now, talking of Killer, I watched a video. I watched a video, a guy explaining Killer, and the one thing that if you ever decided to put Killer into Virtual Pool, I think the one thing that I seem to understand from this guy's video, or maybe now I have to say a disclaimer here. Maybe this guy isn't 100% au fait with what's what in Killer, but it seems to me that the rules in Killer can be vague in the sense of, or they can be open in the sense of what the. I mean, obviously the end goal is to be the last man standing. Anybody who understands Killer and that idea would say, right, that's the main goal of the game. You want to be the last man standing. But it seems to me there's a generalization of what can be part of the rules. Now, he was talking about that, like, for example, the game, I'll give you an example. The one I watched and the one I was talking about on a video was about 10 guys playing Killer. There were guys who you'd describe as liquid level, who had 4 lives to start the match, and then there were guys at Stubbs level that had 3 lives to start the match. And the other rule that was in the game is that if you potted the 8-ball, you got an extra life. Now, it seems to me that Killer can either have a standard game that you adhere to, and there's not any other variations to that rule. Like, for example, what I said about the 8-ball one, because according to that guy I watched in the video, it seems to be pretty open in terms of what rules you put into the game. You agree the rules before the game starts and what it should be. So it might be a bit of a head scratcher as to how you'd go about actually accommodating people's rule sets if they wanted to apply different rule sets to the game.
Well,
I don't know.
You can always put in multiple rule sets, but you know that's why we have rule options. But I would probably just go for the one that actually made the most sense as far as making it a good game. And then after people complain, I can always add other stuff. But there are rules. Here's a site, Killer Pool Rules. They have Classic Killer. They have Cards Killer. They have Tower Killer.
Yeah,
So they have
loads
various,
of different variants.
They have different variations. But I mean, you just you get one in, and AZ Billiards Forum actually has it, so I might get a good. So let's see. Here's a guy that says,
"Oh dear,
oh boy, that's a shame. He was going to get another game. Well, this isn't down yet. See if Stubbs one of the people that has problems when the ball's close to the object ball.
Yes,
yes, he is.
You're correct. Stubb gave up the idea of, let me try and get this lined up and give it every chance to go in. I'm going to roll it dead weight. And I'm going to use the Stubb solution. I'm going to bang the shit out of it in hope.
That was actually pretty funny.
Oh, dear.
So here's a guy.
Yeah, you were saying about AZ Billiards.
So this guy says lots of variation depending on where you live. The most common version is 3 or more players decide an order, youngest age ascending, decide how many lives each player gets, 2 or 3 chances, player 1 breaks, pack of 15. If the ball drops and player 1 passes a 2, dry break, open table, da-da-da-da-da. If you pot a ball legally, then you stay as you are and the next player shoots. So if you miss, then you lose a life.
Yeah.
Once you lose them all, you're done. Let's see. I saw somebody said some people play if you scratch, you lose extra life. Player 1 and 2 both have 1 life left, and player 1 misses. Player 2 must pot a ball to win the game, otherwise it's sudden death, and the game continues till 1 player pots 1. Some regional rules: block the black 8, and you get +1 life.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
With 1 legal shot, and you get +1 life. More regional rules. You have to nominate a ball to snooker the next player on. So if you nominate the 15 as a safe ball, you have to pot, for example, the 9, but position a white so the next player snookered on the 15. They don't have to shoot it. It can either be +1 failure or -1 life. I don't like that rule.
That sounds as if we're getting miscue here by Liquid. It sounds as if we're getting complicated. In fact, it sounds a lot more bloody complicated options than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I don't like that last one. But, some of the other variations those are actually fairly easy to put in on the, advanced rule options on the game.
Can't read the score. What part about 7-3 can't you read? Oh, right. And I take it back. I've just realised. I thought they were still. That's still scrolling across the screen. I'll fix that.
So I'm assuming when you run out of balls, you re-rack them and break again, or?
Yeah. It just gets re-racked. Yeah. And I can never find that video showing that 10-match, 10-player killer game. He must have deleted it or something. No, I'll forget that. No, I won't do that just now. That's wasting time. Hang on, I'll just come out of that. I'll fix it for the next stream. But I think killer would be hilarious because you can get really nasty with people. You can easily get somebody to lose their lives, especially when it comes down to less balls on the table. Obviously, that's when you get really nasty. Leave the ball in an awkward area if you can.
Yeah, this is just blasting away for Stubb. He'll blast this one too. I don't see this being a soft shot.
Where's he blasting? I'm scratching my head wondering where he's playing. Is he trying
He's
to?
playing
You
in the
can't get
corner.
him. Oh, I thought he was in the solids there. My bad. Right. So, now having said all of that, all this talk about this killer, we didn't realise Liquid's already got his 3rd rack on the board. I missed that one.
Well, I mean, Stubbs just blasting. This is really not really what you want to do if you're Stubb. Of course, when did he ever do what you wanted to do? What you really should be doing? He's just blasting away, which isn't going to help him when he goes to play Albie. I think there's a pretty good chance he won't even show up for that match.
Well, he could bottle out. A quick mention to the guys, anybody who's turned up to the stream later, Steve was, I'm assuming most of us are on this VP4 online beta version, but just in passing, Steve mentioned to me that there might be a problem with snooker in the in the beta version, and it never even occurred to me until he mentioned about it going out of sync. And I had been in a room with Romario watching him play somebody, and it was continually out of sync, even very slightest all the time. So keep an eye out for that if you go into a room and you're watching anybody playing snooker. I don't know what the thing I haven't asked Romario is when I see him is how was it for him? I mean, did those guys? It didn't occur to me that they noticed any problem. It seems to be a spectator issue, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that might be something to watch out for if you're watching any guys playing snooker to see whether it jumps out of sync. I'm trying to remember whether it was before I actually streamed a match. I think there was other people watching at the time, possibly. So 7-3 to stub Liquid.
That was a attempt at playing safe, and
Yeah, well, he's not left a straight in pot. Let's give him that.
well, he's left the bank, and that's probably good enough. Bank the 9 in the corner, and then it's very natural to get position on the 12. The only way you can mess up is by scratching. Now, what's Stubb doing? Looks like I don't know what he's doing. He's going to play safe. Oh my God, Stubb played safe. So I'm not sure why he decided to do that. That's very uncharacteristic of how he's been playing. That was actually a
pretty good shot, because now he's forcing Liquid to actually play a tricky little dink here to try and duck.
Oh no, I'd shoot to 7 and win.
Well, I've got bad news for you, Steve. It's a bit of a dodgy attempt at hitting the 7 because he's squeezed by the 8 ball.
No, he's got plenty of room. He's got plenty of room.
My eyes must be getting really bad. He's trying to do the little. No, he's not. He's going the other side of the 2 ball. I don't understand this. Where's that 9 ball go? Why is he not trying to play left side?
This bank, he's going to double kiss just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's put him down on the one trouble ball that's isolated up table. So everything about that was wrong again.
I mean, he had a little dink shot on the short side, but it was pretty tough because scratch was right there. But if you could have slow rolled it on the ball on the short side, and
I would have tweaked that short side with a bit of right English just to sort of try and kill it in the rail and take my chances with it. I think it was a far better option than what he did.
Yeah, I would just hit it easy and take the chance on stopping it before you scratch.
So you could say that he could have come out on top of that safety battle there and had a go at this 8 ball, and that could have been another rack. If you're being generous, you could say that Liquid, with the opportunities he's had in certain racks, he could have at least another 2, if not 3 racks under his name.
Hey, the over-under on him was probably not more than 2, so he's doing good.
Yeah, he's got to his target of 3 that we gave him. Well, I gave him. I think that was dry as well. Oh no, I got a ball. I missed that. 5 balls gone.
You're ignoring Cobra's comments on rookie streamer errors.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that they find it difficult to see the score at the top of the HUD. Well, I've got nothing blocked off in the HUD. Let me have a look.
You don't, huh?
What the hell's happened there? Have I covered the bottom line? Oh, I'll need to fix that. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, folks.
If you want my advice, which you probably don't, I wouldn't even have the tickers.
Hang on a minute. How did that happen?
And the clock is over the match games too. The clock should be more to the right.
Something has interfered with my setup here. I think something's gone wrong with a save that's caused this to go weird.
It's gremlins.
Hang on. Yeah, there's something gone weird. That shouldn't be like that. It wasn't like that.
All right, let's see if Liquid can get to 4.
Hang on. I'll fix this. That's so annoying. But that's something that's happened by accident. There's no way that was like that. There's no way I would have put that like that.
So this match has been going an hour and 20 minutes. So we've seen some matches with better players only go an hour. Well, this just shows you how bad Stubb's playing.
And
it's taken this long.
that's a bit worrying that that's messed up like that, because that wasn't done specifically by me.
Bedhead wants you to keep that ticker because it's got his name up there in lights.
Yeah, and reminds him that he was a numpty and didn't actually sign up to defend the tournament. Is that what you mean, Steve? Yeah. Yeah, that reminds him of that. Only a numpty would do that. Right, hang on, folks. I'll be back with you in a second. Yeah, I don't know why that's went like that.
He needs to hit this hard enough.
Right, I'll be back now.
And he did. It looks like Liquid's in a pretty good situation here. He could get another game. If he can get this balls down, if the nerves don't get the better of him here, I think he'll make this.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. He's a complete numpty if he can't roll this in. Now, why did he bang it and stun it in? Oh, for goodness sake. I mean, he's still a numpty. He's still a complete numpty doing that. I
tell you what, though, that shot had high amusement value.
Oh,
that was a laugher. He almost crashed.
Email support. Oh, dear. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why I can feel my blood pressure going up watching a player doing something stupid like that. Why? I mean, that's just crazy.
You gotta appreciate the entertainment value, Hugh. I mean,
he's got 4 racks, and that's 3 more than I thought he would get overall. But I was being generous, giving him a target of 3, and he got to there. But again, Stubb is being helpful. He's being his usual self, and
Stubb is playing like this is just stupid how Stubb is playing.
I mean, if you want to be really critical, if Stubb had played the game right, there's no way Liquid should be in 4 racks. I mean, let's look at it from that point of view. He'd be lucky he was getting one on the board. I mean, this is why Stubb playing the way that he plays. It's destined for failure against Albinario. Albinario is just going to pick him apart.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably the truth. Let's see how he decides to hit this. If you hit this with speed, you might get to 8, but it's doubtful. No, he did get a little piece of it. He hit it with enough power to get a piece of it.
He would have lost that there if he had potted that 8.
Yeah, he sure would have. Well, now this is a tight pocket. There's room here, but it's tight.
It's tight.
Now, let me tell you, the problem with hitting this slow is the ball throws more. It could throw it straight into the 7. I mean, you got to be a little bit, cut this a little more than you normally would if you're going to dink this. And let's see what he does. He's
going to do that. He's going to get scared and bunt it to the far jaw. That's what he's going to do.
He played plenty of cut. I think if he would have hit that a little easier, it might have gone in, but on that line, it was way too much speed. Right.
So what do you do here, Steve? Their Stubb, he's got 1 stripe to get, am I right? Or is that the 1 ball that's there? Is that? Yeah, he's got 1 stripe to get. So the first thing I'm doing is banking that 3 ball into the table somewhere and pushing the cue ball through so that he's not really got a shot in the 9.
You would need to use the 7. I mean, because you don't want to leave him a bank shot. So
yeah, I mean,
you would have to leave him the 7 ball, and that's a little tricky to get him on the 7.
See, from where he was sitting, I was thinking of pushing that 3, sending it into the table, spinning the cue ball up and getting over. He wouldn't have did a bank on there with the 7 ball still sitting there.
Yeah, but that's asking a lot with the cue ball. Although, if he just got the cue ball where it wasn't too far up for him to bank the 9 ball cross corner, he'd be okay. Somewhere up near the side pocket, even if he didn't hook him, it would have been okay because he can't bank the 9 on the side.
Well, that 3
force
ball...
him to kick at it. Well, no. I mean, the shot here is make the 4 and then bank the 3 because you can hold the cue ball and make it so that if you miss it, you're good.
He's got to grow a pair and play that shot.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do. And he didn't really want to stop it. Although he was okay there. He could have made that bank. I take it back. That's not a bad spot. You just have to hit it hard with a touch of right English.
Oh, no
That
prizes
three
for
ball
guessing what
goes,
Stubbs
but
going to do. He's going to blast this down the rail and hook himself behind the 3. Commentator's eye.
You're assuming he's making the ball.
Oh, aye. Oh, he'll get this. Yeah, but he's going to hook himself behind the 3. You watch. Commentator's eye.
Well, it's a pretty big 3 ball. There's a lot of places he can get hooked. I don't think it's going to be a problem, even if he does. Well, see, he didn't even make the ball. It wasn't that easy a shot on these pockets.
Fair play. He certainly hit it hard enough to avoid hooking himself behind
Well,
the
I'll
3.
tell you what, those kind of cuts up the rail on these tighter pockets are much harder than the normal
No.
tournament pockets.
I hope he doesn't bank the 3 into the 7, trying to hold the cue ball there. I hope he doesn't do that. Oh, he's missed it.
He was trying to play safe, and that's no good because this is this ain't a guaranteed bank, but this is a for a good player, this is at least 50%, probably higher if you bank well. The big mistake here is not cutting the ball enough. With this kind of ball, you got to cut it a lot more than you think. Yeah, and that's pretty typical. That's way short.
Way short.
Because what's happening there?
But look what he's done with the cue ball, Steve. Look, he set Liquid up on this 7 ball.
Well, I mean,
and again, Liquid spending far too much time looking at this.
Poor attempt. You got the throw of the cue ball to object ball putting left spin, which holds the 9 ball up, and then it's right against the rail. So no matter how soft you hit it, it's going to be sliding into the rail, which holds up the 9 ball. So you got 2 double whammy.
Oh dear. I mean, how many opportunities are you wanting here, Liquid? How generous do you think Stubbs going to be? He's going to cross bank this into the top right hand corner. I mean, this is far easier, this shot, I think, than most.
Yeah.
He's got loads of room. Where did they call that? Did he call it in the corner? Huh?
Yeah, he should be able to miss the kiss here. You want to kind of stun this more than letting the cue ball go forward, or you could get the kiss. If you hit this firm enough, you won't, because if you hit this easy, you could get the kiss.
He's going the other way. He's going up and down. I thought he was going to cut across.
Well, I
have to say this, if you don't get out here now, and I think the biggest problem is he's got to take the 5 ball. He's got to get rid of that, not the 3, because the 5 ball's a simpler shot in terms of getting on the 4. He wants to try and keep this as simple as possible than trying to do acrobatics with the cue ball. Roll the 5 in.
You could do either. It all works. I mean, the problem with going this way is that now he's got to get on the 3, and I'm not sure he knows how to.
Well, now he needs a wee bit of left English. Worst, he'll bump into the 9 and maybe skim off it and open up the 3 doing it. But he doesn't want to batter this.
He's got left English. So he's shooting it the right way. Let's see. He's got to make the ball, of course, which he's hit that
far too hard. Far too hard. See, that needed a much gentler touch.
That's all over, because you just make this 9 off the 4 ball. 4 ball is just sitting there. You just catch a little piece of the 4 ball. It's in every time.
You think so? I think the 4 ball's a wee bit further away from the... If you hit this too thick, he'll stay there.
You got to hit it with a little speed. He's just going to play
he managed to squeeze it in. He managed to squeeze it in. I didn't even think that would go. But back to that shot that Liquid had there, he hit it far too heavy for a start.
Yeah, I think he would have been better off playing the 3 ball, just because now he had to do something with the cue ball to get on it, and that's not his strength.
Well, the worry for me, Steve, was if he'd taken the 3 ball first, then the other problem was getting out and onto that 5 ball. So it was all dependent on how he finished on. Was it the 4 ball that was in the bottom rail or off the bottom rail? I don't know, but anyway, I think it was a worry either way, and at the end of the day, he wasn't up to the task, I'm afraid.
It's a worry every time he's at the table.
Yeah. So Stubb edges ever closer.
Has Stubb broken ran a rack this match? I'm not sure he has.
Maybe he has, but I've not been paying that much attention, I'm afraid.
Will he this time?
Well, this is one of these tables.
He just didn't get on the 10 there that he was trying to.
And he's got the 9 over this bottom corner pocket. That 10 will still cut in. That 10 will go in easily.
Oh,
and he's hit that far too
this.
hard. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, it really is. But I don't think precision cue ball movement's kind of his bailiwick. I think he's better off with area position, like in a game like 9-ball. All right. Well, let's see what he does here.
This will be a shot.
He's
going to go 3 rails, miss the 7 and 5.
I think he can do this.
Well, that's good pace. That's good pace. Wee bit short, but he'll take that better than nothing.
Yeah, he's okay here. I mean, the cue ball is naturally going to want to go up table. You guys got to decide whether you can go off the end rail or roll it at the 3. I would hit this harder myself. He's going to roll it at the 3.
Yeah, got that.
That's a good shot.
On the hill. Is that another Stubb? Is that another Stubb profile that's come into the room? This Matt Bruja. I've never seen that name before. Cue ball's gone, I think. Where's John Burgo
Where's
when
the
you need
cue
him?
ball going?
That doesn't look like a Stubb account. That doesn't look like something Stubb would say. Baby. For starters, it doesn't end with a Z, and it's not in caps. So I don't think it's Stubb.
Right, so Liquid's got ball in hand. Is it ball in hand in the kitchen from a scratch? I think it is.
Now, this game, I believe so.
Are you allowed to play a ball in the kitchen with ball in hand from a scratch?
No, you're not.
No, I thought we were about to find out there for a second there. He was looking at the 6.
I'm trying to think if there's any game where you're allowed to play a ball in the kitchen from a scratch. I don't think there's a single game in pool that you're allowed to. Now, there is a special situation. And you know what it is here? I'll give you a clue. It's straight pool.
A special situation in straight pool when you can play a ball in the kitchen. Well, that's the ball that's in the spot that doesn't spot in the rack. Is that right?
Yeah, when the cue ball gets spotted on the head rack, on the head spot,
yeah,
that spot, which is right on the head string line, that is not in
the kitchen.
The kitchen. You can shoot a ball in the kitchen. And that's how you know that line is not in the kitchen. It's everything behind that line that's in the kitchen.
So Liquid on, what's he on? Solids. Now, obvious problem he's got here is the 4 ball is sort of locked up and guarded by 4 balls, including the 8. And the 5 ball is not exactly accessible, but he's bettered his position in the 4. Just playing for a position shot there. I don't think he can get enough of it to pot it. So he's now tied up one of Stubb's stripes. So Stubb will have his eye on that 11 ball. Now that 11 ball, I think if that 2 ball wasn't there, I think the 11 might bank. It might be a bit tight. And I wonder if Liquid will do him a favour and clear that 2 ball for him. Or is he going to bang the 4 and pot the 4 and break the 5 out and free up the 11 for Stubb? We'll find out. But I'd be more inclined to keep something there as a safety net for the time being if I was Liquid. Try and squeeze out another rack in this match and stay alive. Larry says all balls in the kitchen. I don't know. I don't know. Is that pertaining to straight pull?
What? When it's on the head spot, yeah, because it spots on the head spot.
UK pool. What? Aye, but what version of UK pool are you talking about, Cobra? Is that the traditional one that I started playing the game? The one with the old D spot, you know, like on a snooker table, that type of pub pool. Because there's not about 4 or 5 different variants of that. I think 4 or 5 of them are in this game.
So in one pocket, they do an interesting thing. So because you can have so many arguments about whether there's a ball inside the head string or not, because the official rules for most pool games, it's really the base of the ball. So that's hard to tell. What's easy to tell is whether a ball is completely in or completely out. So in one pocket, the way most people play is an object ball has to be completely out. In other words, no part of it touching the head string for it to be a playable ball when you have ball in hand in the kitchen.
So, like where that cue ball is now, the ball would have to be at the edge of the donut there to be deemed outside the kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I've never seen that played except in one pocket. But theoretically, you could apply that rule to this game too. We don't have that problem in virtual pool because the computer always knows where the ball is.
You caught the 2 there. I thought the cue ball was heading south.
But that's why you see. Now that's a smart rule here. I'm gonna do my little rules rant. Unlike snooker, which has stupid rules, and the reason why I'm saying they're stupid is because they just set you up for arguments because there's too much subjectivity in some rules, like the whole shot and miss. Whereas what you've done in one pocket is taken a very simple situation and changed the rule so that there's not going to be subjectivity or argument. That's the way rules should be written. Okay, I'm done with my rule rant.
Yeah, I'm not even going to rise to the occasion. I'm just going to stay out of it. Right, except to say that Liquid is trying his best to get himself in trouble here. If he overhits this, he's going to be blocked off in the 6. What he wants to do is cut the 6, nudge the 2, and hit it hard enough that the cue ball's going into the table. So
yeah,
that he has a shot on that too.
It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
In fact, now that I look at it, that's going to be tight to get to that 6.
But you know what the thing was is that the ball caromed in very easily. See the carom right there, and see where the 6 is going. Yeah. That was the thing is that he didn't recognize there was a carom on there that was actually pretty easy. Instead of shooting a 4, he should have caromed the 6 right there. But
hold it into that corner. That's pretty much for the match.
I don't know if this goes there. I thought he had. I thought he had the 2-rail bank that. I didn't think it would go. I thought the 2-ball was in the way.
No, he made a good effort at it. Well, here we go again. Now this time, surely you've got to get out. I mean, anywhere up the table other than hooking yourself behind the 11 and give yourself all the room to roll the 4 and, just let the cue ball run out.
Yeah. Well, he may try to hit this easy and play the 2, which would be a mistake.
Perfect. That's perfect. The more it opens out, the easier it is. Just drop this in dead weight. Do nothing else with the cue ball. Just drop it in. Make sure you're not stuck to the rail, though. That'll do it. So he's done those 2 things right. Now, again, you can go forward and just come around and out into the table. You don't need to try and stun anything and hold anything.
All you got to do is make this.
Just pot it. Get it out some way or another. That'll do it. Well, he's got 5 on the board. Take my hat off to him.
Well, I don't know who this Matt bro is, but I think
I haven't a clue who that. Where's he from?
hi all, welcome. Hi Edmund, welcome. I don't know.
He's trying to be your friend, Steve. He's just trying to be pally. Where's he
Right,
from? Oh,
right now,
he's from the States.
If I
He's
had
from
to
the States.
guess,
Throw him out.
no, if I had to guess, I'd say snakes.
Too many Yanks in the room.
I'd say it's probably snakes. That's the kind of thing snakes would
It
say.
could well be. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Lumpy's one of his bloody names as well, isn't it? Among the other 100 that he's got.
He's got a bunch of them.
Well, Liquid's got 5 racks on the board, Stub on the hill. It's all, of course, just going to be a matter of time, but maybe Liquid's going to shock us all. Shock and awe. That's what it's going to be if he does this. This will be a bloody miracle.
Yeah, I would say that if he can win from here, it would be a miracle. I would agree with that.
Would you be thinking about cutting that 13 and just brushing off it to play the 12 as well? No, I think maybe the angle is wrong.
Yeah, he's got problems now. I mean, because now what's he going to do? This is problematic. Wow.
Well,
if this was me and I was in this situation, I'd try to draw the cue ball between the 11 and the long rail. Try to draw it down the rail.
Come down the rail. He's got the angle to pinch it and do it. You don't want to get into this.
That's a hard shot too.
Obviously, he wasn't lined up good enough to do it. I think he could have lined himself up better to do that.
This is actually a good situation.
But he's perfect. He's perfect to play the shot I was talking about, first of all.
Catch a little of the 12, hit this with a little speed, take the cue ball across. Hopefully you don't scratch, because he could here. And the 12 is going to come out and he'll have a shot on it. The biggest problem here is he could scratch.
Oh, that's might do it. Yeah.
Well, that was close.
Now, again, forward with a little tiny dab of left and come inside and play the 11.
And this is pretty simple here.
Just a little dab.
And he did it.
And the angle is perfect. The only problem is it's perfect to get the cue ball out, but where's the 8 ball going?
He can shoot it past the 5 if he wants. If he's not going to do that, he's going to need to draw this and try to shoot it in the same corner as 11. And that's a tricky shot, because that's a very tricky shot. I think he's best off just rolling this and trying to shoot it past the 5. Now, it's not going to be an easy shot where the cue ball ends up.
Yeah, I think, this is the other worry that, the player tends to try and do too much. Now he's got right-hand English on it to check the cue ball. That's the way he's lining up already.
Well, that's
right-hand English.
It's not a terrible idea, but this is not an easy shot. That's the problem is making the ball itself is hard, which he's done.
And look at the amount of inside English he's got.
Where's the cue ball going?
But he's got a shot.
Goodness me.
He's got his choice of the side or the corner. I think he'll probably take the side.
Is a scratch on in the corner?
No, there's no scratch there. Well, if he bunts it, there might be. He hits us with any kind of speed at all. There's no scratch.
Right.
You want to pull it past where you're not going to run into the 6 ball. Or you're going to run into
this for a break and run out?
Side of it. I don't know.
This might be for a break and run out. That'll do. Excellent.
Where's the cue ball going?
He's okay.
He's got 6. How about that?
Best rack of the night there for Liquid.
How about that? Liquid showing some skills there.
Stub nearly scratched.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty good shot on 11 ball. That was not an easy ball to make with that much English in it that hard.
Yeah. Well, going back to what Cobra said, he does put far too much English on it. He juiced that up tenfold, but it worked.
I think he didn't know. I think it was kind of like it's either 0 or everything. There's some in between there, but I don't think he was very sure about it. Again, when you're guessing, pool is a tough game to be guessing at. It's hard to play that way.
Now, this has got too much angle, this 9 ball. That's why Stubbs bailing out on it for the time being. He had too much angle there, because it would have meant he would have been playing with less control. That's a far better shot. That's excellent. He's going a wee bit more on the 9, but he's actually in a good spot where he can nick this 14 and maybe Well, I think he needs to miss the 4 unless he's going to come back. But is he trying to just hold that cue ball for that 11? You've got to get to that 11. Let's have a look. And there's a tight, there's a space to get in.
I think he's going to go forward and get to it.
Yeah.
Because he can go forward and bump the 7 and get to it. Well, who knows with Stubb? Yeah, he's going to blast it.
I don't understand it. See, you can end up stuck on a 6 ball. You know, he's okay. I mean, he's got lucky, but that's just bloody stupid.
It's high amusement value, Hugh. It's just high amusement value. So he's probably going to try to rub the 4. Or maybe he'll just blast it again. Who knows with this guy?
Well, this is going to be fiddly to get on this 11 ball. Convince me it's easy to get on the 11 ball from this.
It's not. You want to rub the 4 here, you know, and kind of let the cue ball drift forward towards the 5.
Well, is he trying to hit the back side of the 4 from where he is? Like that. He's got it too thick in the side, though. That's a problem.
Well, he hit a little bit too much of the 4. That's a tricky shot, but he's got a shot here. I mean, this is reasonable.
Well, it's all over if he gets this, because I can't believe he won't have some sort of shot in the 8 ball somewhere in the table.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's caught the knuckle.
Man, he's not in. Come on, Liquid.
Well, here we go.
Let's see a run out.
The only concern, of course, is the fact that the 11 ball's fairly adjacent to the corner pocket, so one fail here from Liquid, unless he really gets him hooked on it accidentally one way or another, he's probably going down. So,
well, but this has been a great match for Liquid, because you know what I said up front. He's going to get a lot of chances. He's got a lot more racks than
I thought he would get. I didn't think Stubb would be that generous, but that's the best rack as far as Liquid goes, that last rack they won, because I'm pretty certain it was like a break and run. Somebody else can correct me, but I don't know that Stubbs actually done one tonight. We weren't really counting.
Well, if it is a break and run, it's like, might be the only one. I'm not sure Stubb has one.
No, I don't think there's been many of them at all. But, well, I say this with most players, you know, most of the regular high performers, how's this going to go wrong? I mean, you've got to get out, haven't you? I mean, even a numpty like me, I'm getting out in this, no problem.
Well,
I'm not breaking sweat on it because I know where I'm going.
He's looking like he's, you know, playing with a little more confidence right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's left it a bit late, but I mean, you can settle into the game at some point, but he'd much rather have settled in a bit sooner. But so now he's in between. Where does he go? Does he go forward and go top side of the 6 to make sure he's got the angle to get in the 5? Now, this is the tentative shot where you've got to get it right, and that is perfect. This just needs a little jab and a hold, and I think you can still hold for that 5. You just need to nip this, and let's see if he plays it. He looks as if he's trying to do it. But you don't want draw. You just want to hold a little nip, a little jabby punch. Now, so let it loose, but that's fine. Well, you've got to get this. Again, nothing to do with the cue ball. Just roll the 5 and you're on the 8.
Yeah, I go forward.
And again,
he's closer.
He's already looked at it 2 times more than I would have, and that just got in. So here we are. Stubbs might be breaking in a sweat here in a minute. You never know, folks. You never know. And it's 10-7. And Liquid breaking.
Gotta love it. Yeah, so Stubbs playing a guy that's almost 400 points below him, and he's struggling to win the match.
That's an excellent break, by the way. No balls down, but I think that 4 and 3 are all they're actually pretty much stone dead.
Well, it could be
Looks
all
as if it
over
wants
right
to
here.
catch the knuckle. I think, has he called it straight away? No, he's called something else. I missed
He's trying to move balls. If there's balls he can move, he's going to try to do it. I'm not sure why he's doing that.
So he's called the solids. I mean, that 4 and 3, if he'd looked at that, you don't need to touch them. You don't need to go near them. I'm pretty certain that's dead set.
Well, they're dead from the bottom side.
And look what he's done. I mean,
just.
I mean, I'm scratching my head at Stubb now. How can he be so daft to do something like that, unnecessary, when you take 2 seconds to look at the line? They're almost stonewall dead into the corner. And now he's having to try and dig himself out a hole. Yeah, you don't have that leeway in these pockets, Stubb. You don't have that. Okay, he's got a sort of blocker, but you can get to the 9 on the short side, especially where that 12 ball is. I think you've got to be brave and play this combo right now. If that's me, I think you have to be brave and play the combo. I know, and I'll tell you why, because I think if you can get that 12, get down in the 9 on the short side, you can get rid of that and still get the 13. He's taking the 12 right now.
Well, he was on the combo good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this right now. He's never getting to that 9 ball now. I think he should have
I mean, it's pretty easy to get to the 9 from the 11. Now, this is a mistake. See, you wanted to shoot that combo. The 15 ball was a ball that you could, potentially shoot next after it if things didn't come out the way you wanted. That was a mistake. Doing that.
He's trying to get inside to cut this one out. He's got it there, though. He's got it there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fine. This is a little tricky. It's easy to hit the 14. Oh, he goes that way. He's showing skills. Well, all of a sudden, he's showing skills.
I'm not sure what. Well, are we giving him the benefit of the doubt that he played for the 14, or did he try and get down in the 11? Because I'm still saying he's never getting to that 9 ball.
Well, he can bank it right now.
Well, he had one surefire way of getting there, and he never took it. And by playing the combo to start,
I mean, you bank the 9 right now. That's like a game-winning shot.
Am I taking it back? He's overhit it. Is he overhit it? Yeah. Well, he's actually overhit it far enough that he can get the 11. Now he's in trouble.
Well, he could actually play from the 9 here if he wants. You can get from the 11 to the 9.
Well, you're putting right English in this and trying to come in the gap with 8 and 6.
Yep, a bunch of it. I mean, he needs to do that anyways to play the 10.
Well, he's putting far too much on it. He's putting far too much on it.
I'd put a lot on this, and you got to hit it a little firmer than you think. That was pretty good. He just hit it too hard.
Yeah.
That was a strange shot, but you know what? He got lucky because
it was.
This is sitting real
look at
good
where he's landed. He's landed in the gap. Unbelievable.
He's perfect.
Oh dear! Now this needs I think a little dab to get into the gap.
It does, and he's putting it about right.
No! It's now, you see, there is a shot that tells you his eye was in the 9 ball and nowhere near on the pot. But he's got lucky. Look what he's done. He's tied up that 2 ball. Stubb having a bang to try and free it.
Here goes Stubb Blaster.
And here we go again off the 5 ball. He'll scratch into the corner pocket now. Watch. Oh, commentator's eye nearly got it.
That was a pretty good shot.
But he got the hit.
He played the old loop-de-loop. A lot of top spin and loop it.
I think Arnie's in the building.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, I think Arnie's got it right. I think we're all over, folks. But we're all over a lot later than we thought we would be. Who would have thought this was going to last almost 2 hours?
Yeah, this has been a crazy match.
Yeah, well, fair play to Liquid. He done a lot better than I thought he would do.
I'm predicting Stubb won't even come to the match with Albie.
Yeah, I think Stubb's going to need a lot of bottle to try and get away with what he's getting away with in this match. So he's through 11 racks to 7. And as we said earlier, we know who he's going to meet next round in round 3. He's up against Albinario. If we go from top to bottom, we have Larry still waiting on an opponent, and Tommy and Spudboy still have not arranged their match. And this is October the 25th. So they're running out of time. And what's the communication been with those two, Steve? Do you know?
Between who?
Tommy and Spudboy. Has there much been going backward and forward?
I don't
And
remember a whole lot. Let me take a look. Well, let's see, there's a bunch of admin reports.
we've got
I don't
that Balls River City match has been has been opened again so that the two of them can arrange. So they're still within a deadline of 3 days.
Okay,
And the winner of that will play Coldest Pillow.
Tommy proposed a match for Monday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Only one, and I don't know if Spud Boy. I don't know if Spud Boy has proposed any matches. Tommy just did one. Yeah, I don't see anything from Spud Boy.
Well, Spud Boy was. I don't know whether Spud Boy's having problems with his computer now.
Yeah, Tommy did just propose one, and Balls has proposed one for River City.
Right, so those are
responds to that.
Those are matches that may or may not appear in the next day or two. And of course, Coldest Pillow's waiting in the winner of that Balls River City match. Down in round 4, Cobra's sitting high and dry. He's waiting on two matches to be two matches to be completed. So that first one may or may not take place if River City, and I don't know. I presume River City knows that this match has been opened up to be rescheduled again. I presume he's been made aware of the situation because he's probably thinking he's high and dry that he gets through to the next round.
Well, I didn't copy him on the email.
Right.
Because it wasn't the kind of email I wanted to copy somebody on. Maybe I should tell him.
There's there's still a lot to happen in the one loss side. Slim's sitting there on his own.
I mean, Balls just proposed
Where's the cue ball
so he should
going?
have message for sure and probably email unless he shut it off. So, I mean, I don't know what I could do that's any better than the match proposal Balls just put in.
Mm-hmm. Right, Spectre, Dawn and Rabi on the one loss side tomorrow night at 8 p.m. GMT. We're going back to tonight or early tomorrow morning. I hope you can join us for that one. And that's pretty much it as far as I can think. Anything else we need to discuss before we go?
We're up to 9 players into the banks. So we got 2.5 weeks. We need 7 more for it to go. I think we'll get that. I mean, Banks is a great game. Not everybody plays it, and a lot of these guys probably only play it for this tournament, but it's a really good game. It'll help all your other games because bank shots certainly come up in games like 9-ball, 8-ball.
What's Stubb ranting about in the lobby?
Stubb's in it.
Poor Albie knows he'll be down 5-0.
He was probably at the stream listening to everybody say he's going to get drilled.
Well, he will play like that, Stubb, and you'll be dead meat. I know that for certain.
I mean, I'm not sure he's capable of playing any differently, but maybe. I mean, he certainly can't play like that and win. There's just no way.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's a good showing for Vertical Liquid, doing a lot better than we thought he would.
Yeah, that was a very good show.
But let's just be diplomatic and say there's room for improvement. That's all I'm saying. There is room for improvement.
Well, he's doing some good things. I mean, it's. I'm a lot more critical of good players playing bad strategy than I am of players at his level, because players at his level, they're working on a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's a lot of works in progress. Whereas, if you're a really good player and you're making mistakes, and those are the kind of things that can cause you to lose against other really good players.
I'll say one thing to Larry: you've got a good chance of winning this bank tournament, Larry. You don't need to. It's of less importance to have a good mouse rather than a crappy bloody trackball mouse. You can just bank balls. You don't need to worry about delicate pace.
Poor Larry, he just gets beat up so bad.
It should be hot favourite for this. Trackball in a bank pool tournament, I can get away with it, no problem. But anything else that needs dinky stuff done, bin it.
Mark these words down. Commentator's eye. Larry's winning the bank pool tournament.
Banks, but he's odds on favourite now, so that's 10 in. Right, that's it, folks. Well done to Stubb. Well done to Vertical Liquid. On another day, if you were good enough, you could have took Stubb down. Look at the racks you gave away. 3 or 4 of them, you could have been over the line. You never know. But a few years more practice, you might get there. Right, thanks to Steve. Thanks for watching. Hit the
thank
like.
you.
And I'm off to
Oh,
catch
I
some of
gotta
this
hit like.
snooker before I go to bed.
You only got 2 likes. These guys aren't
I
hitting
know.
like for
People can't be bothered. Either that or they're just being honest and they don't like it. That's fine with me.
Well, they keep showing up. You think they did the like?
I don't care, but just hit it for the algorithm. Right, folks. We'll see you later. We'll bid you good night and take care. See you again
night,
soon,
guys.
like tomorrow night. Laters.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.